Hi everybody. Okay, so we're gonna do a live video. Excuse me. About brushes. It looked like there was a little bit of deficit in our knowledge. So we're gonna talk about what types, what they're used for, how to care for them, and price points and where to get them. Okay, so before I begin, I apologize, I'm not made up today. I'm actually struggling with an acute case of gallstones and will be having surgery in a day. Yay! Okay, back to brushes. So, we have two different, I guess, classes of brushes in a general sense. We have natural bristle brushes, which is goat, squirrel, pony, or sable. Okay, those are your main natural fiber brushes. Okay, or we have a synthetic brush. So we have natural brushes, we have synthetic brushes. Okay, so this is okay, and so here's a natural. Sorry, it has my woo. Look at that. So this is a natural brush. Okay, it's made by Bamboo or Natural Origins, I think is what this brand is called, and you can find these at Kohl's, Myers, Ulta. Okay, so that's a natural, and here's a synthetic. This is an IT cosmetic brush from Ulta, and it is synthetic. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the difference. One's a little lighter, one's a little darker with a little bit of lightness at the end. You can see I use this a lot for my eyeshadow. Okay. So, let's get started. So, why do we use natural versus synthetic, or when do you use natural versus synthetic? So, natural brushes, are more for your powdery makeups, like your foundations, your powder eyeshadows, your powder concealers, and things like that, okay? Your synthetic bristle brushes are more for your creamier based or cream-based cosmetics like Senegence Cosmetics, okay? Ding, ding, ding! So if you're using Senegence eyeshadow or shadow scents, the concealer, usually our powder comes with a brush tip already, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you're using another type of concealer, then you'd want to use a synthetic brush, okay? These are usually really soft. This happens to be a Real Techniques powder brush, okay? The nice thing is they usually tell you what their brush is. You can see this. Get it there? See, it says powder brush. I know it's backwards, but it says powder brush, okay? And then here's an IT synthetic bristle. It's called a domed shadow brush, okay? For the very reason, okay? All right, so we have synthetic and we have natural. So if you're a Senegence cosmetic user, you're gonna want to use synthetic brushes. All right, let's talk about the different brushes. Okay, so I did order from Amazon, and Amazon is a great resource. Be careful about ordering Chinese-made brushes, or, you know, I know it's really super hard, but these are ELF brushes that I got. And they're all individually wrapped, which I appreciate. And, you know, I think they cost like $14 for 13 brushes. Wow, that's amazing. So that's the other thing. Your price points on brushes just vary so drastically. The IT Cosmetics at Ulta, these brushes tend to be a little bit more pricier. You buy them by the individual brush, and the prices just vary. However, they probably might, I can't say for sure, but they might last longer. These are the Real Technique brushes. They're very popular with the everyday user, more popular with your professional makeup artists, okay, and people that are going to use them more religiously, you know, every day, a couple times a day, that type of thing. All right, let's get started on the different brushes. So, what I'm using is Bobbi Brown Makeup Manual. Haha! And you can see it's got great illustrations about the brushes, what they're for, you know, and so it's a great manual. And it also gives tips and tricks. Yes, tips and tricks on makeup. How to apply, you know, different skin, different techniques. So again, that's Bobbi Brown's Makeup Manual. See, beginning to pro. Okay, so let's get started. All right, we are going to start. Oh, let's see. How do I put my makeup on? I usually go, okay, I'm going to say, we're just going to go right down the book. We're going to start with our total face brush or a blush brush, okay? Or a blush brush. We're going to skip that. We're going to go to our bronzer brush. Okay, here we go. So here's a bronzing brush. It is usually cut on an angle. See how the bristles are angled there? And it's a lot thicker than, they're a lot more dense, condensed, okay? Why, do you ask? Because with the bronzer brush, which is what this is, it's designed for a sweeping and more of a pressing action. So this is not a bronzer brush, but if it were, you would do more of this. Okay, so you're gonna really work it into your face, okay? Over the cheeks, the forehead, and the nose, okay? Because that's your T-zone right here, okay? And then on your chin, okay? So that's what that one's for, okay? That again is the bronzer brush. Okay, now we're gonna work our way to the brow brush. Brow, 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 brow. Brow, 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 brow. And there's just as many brushes out there as you can imagine. And then I think that's why people get a little like, I don't know what to use. Brow and comb. Okay. So for the brow, right here. Some people like to define it. I mean, some people use their brush and they block it. So if you're blocking, you know, that would be there, and then you come. That's how you do your block, and then that would be your arch. Okay, I don't do anything with mine. I get them shaped, and that's about it at this point. Maybe I will in the future. Okay, so we're gonna do the brow brush. I thought I had a brow brush. Give me 2 shakes of a lamb. Okay, well I guess I don't. So I'm just gonna use this. I'm gonna use what I have. These are kind of the same kind of similar brush. This is my ELF brush or ELF brush. This is the eyeliner brush. Okay, you see how flat it is? Okay, this one is the same thing. It's got a slight angle on this brush. This one's a Real Techniques brush. See that? Real Techniques, okay? What this brush does, this happens to be my personal one, okay? You would use either your hand palette or a palette on your cream base, and you're gonna just line right along that edge right there, okay? So this would be used after you put your eyeshadow or shadow scents on, okay? So, okay, that's what these are for, is just to line right there. Because if you're like me and you take the wand right out of your eyeliner, your liquid eyeliner, I'm going to have it all the way up here and I'm just going to look like a mess. So I'm going to use that this brush to try and use that. And the nice thing about Shadow Scents or Cetagen's Cosmetics is that if you get the Onyx Shadow Scents, you can put a little bit on your hand like this and you can just use it as a liner right there, right there. Okay? All right. So, the next thing is a brow comb and brush. Everybody is pretty familiar with this. You know, I've got pretty big bushy eyebrows. Thank you, Mom and Dad. But some people have scarce eyebrows. This is really, let me read you the definition. The brow brush is designed to separate immediately after applying your mascara, and that the mascara wand, okay, they're calling this a lash and brow wand, okay, so you can also apply your color via this wand, and then you can separate with the little fine comb tooth here, okay. It also works on your eyelash. I think this is the traditional eyelashy brush that everybody uses to put their eyelashes on. Well, not on, but the eyeshadow scents. Okay. we're going to move on to applying our shadow scents or our eyeshadow, okay? I use, excuse me, 2 shakes. I'm back. Okay. My personal favorite is my Real Techniques domed shadow brush. Okay, what this brush is great for, it has a little round tip, hence the name domed, and I'm using it to go up here. See, when I close my eyes, I have a hooded eye, okay? So with hooded eyes, you'll go up. You go up here, okay? Because if you just do it here and you close your eye, you're not going to see your shadow scents. So I'm going to put it all the way up here, like that, okay? Okay, it's the same with this. This is the eyebrow brush, eyeshadow brush, okay, or we call it shadow scents brush. It's the same as this. It's just slightly different shape. This happens to be a little denser. This happens to be a little thinner. There's also different things, okay? I actually have 5 brushes, okay? Here goes my, so I've got the dome. I have the blending brush, okay? See that fullness? Then I have this one. And this one has a nice beveled, if you can see that, try and get focus, beveledness to it, okay? This one's from IT as well. What this does, let's say you've done, I usually use Mocha Java Shimmer, okay? I put that all the way up here, all the way there, all the way to the eyebrow, okay? So Mocha Java Shimmer, then I come in with this beveling brush, and I will put, let's say we're doing Copper Rose Shimmer, and I put that right here, okay? That allows me to have greater control over where it goes. Then I take my blender brush, okay, which is a big poofy, fat, plumy brush, and I will blend those two back and forth, back and forth. Now, you always want to use an upward motion on your eyes, okay? You don't want to pull down on your eye. Never want to pull down. You always want to pull up. So if you're going this way, you're going to go up toward the brow. You're going this way, you're going up toward the brow, okay? Yeah, so never pull your eyeshadow down. You're always going up. And that's the same for your foundations and your concealers. You always want to go up. You never want to go down, okay? Okay, let's see what's next. The eye smudge brush. This one's great if you're going to attempt the smoky eye. Personally, I don't because I come out looking like a raccoon. So, but this is, you know, has a very taut, I mean, these bristles are cut very short. And that one is, you know, so that you can get in there in that crease right there and do your, that triangle shape for the cat eye. Excuse me, the cat eye, dramatic smoky eye. Okay. Okie dokes. Let's see what's next. Okay, so here's a blending brush. There's an eye defining brush. Okay, these are all just the eye brushes that I bought in the kit from ELF. Okay, and you would use all of them in the same fashion that I just showed you. It just depends on what you like, what you get used to. Okay. And the nice thing is that they're all labeled. So if you're like, I don't know what this one's for, and then you flip it over, it will tell you what it's for. Okay. This is a foundation brush, okay? This one is just the right amount of foundation onto the skin, okay? So it's kind of got a rounded dome tip. This one is more of your powder brush where you kind of want a large amount of coverage. This one gives you a more directed amount of coverage, okay? Again, for the creamies. And they're calling this the Total Face. That is very similar to this, the big poofy. I even have one bigger than this by IT. It's huge. And it's just to give a very light airbrushed look, okay? Let's see. This one is a concealer brush. And this will have shorter, firm bristles on it, like that, okay? And let's see. So you're going to use this like for your trouble spots, like here and here, here. So you're going to work it. You're going to work it in. I like to work it in like a circular pattern, not a back and forth pattern, but more of a circular pattern because, you know, that's I don't know, it just seems more natural to work it in a circular pattern. Yeah, I got several trouble spots. My body's under stress. So you'd use that, and you can use that on our liquid foundation. or concealer. We have green, we have natural, and we have red. Green will get your red tones out, and the white, the more natural, is used to tone down our green or our, it's not seriously red, but it's like more of a pinky base. So, okay, we're getting toward the end. Anybody scared yet? Okay, so we went over foundation. Okay, the one that I don't use a lot, especially because I use the lip scents, is a lip liner brush, okay? Now, a lot of people, if you're using more of a, in fact, our lip scents probably would not be applied very well with a lip liner brush because it would adhere to the bristle and it would, dry. And it dries so fast that it probably would ruin this brush. So for our lip scents colors, our shades of lip scents, I might forego this brush, okay? But it's not bad to have in your repertoire of brushes because you never know. You never know what you're going to use this for. Maybe you're going to come up here and line under here. You know. Or it even says you can soften a lip pencil. But ours is a liquid liner in Senegence. And so you would apply it with the wand that comes there. So I really wouldn't use a brush like this for our lip scents. I don't think it would work too practical. Okay. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Okay. Then you have your tools. And most everybody has seen an eyelash curler, that medieval device that you stick your eyelashes in and curls them up. It looks like this. See that eyelash curler? You have your sponges. I don't like powder puff applications. I think I get a better control over with a brush, you know, to be able to blend it, to be able to give more of a airbrush look, you know. Tweezers, everybody knows what tweezers look like, especially if you're a middle-aged woman. I mean, hello. Okay, so let's talk about care of the brushes. Okay. So you have a brush such as mine that I've used. Sorry for getting so close. Okay. And you can tell I love it for my eyeshadow because it still has probably Mocha Java Shimmer in there. Okay. How do you clean them? When do you clean them? How often do you clean them? Okay. So there are various brush cleaning products out there. This happens to be Real Techniques. It says Deep Cleansing Gel. Okay. Now, this is super simple to use. You can put this on the palm of your hand like this. Get your brush tip wet under there, and you can swirl it around, rinse, swirl it around, rinse. Okay? That's a very good technique. Or they offer silicone scrub pads that have these ridges that you can rub your brush back and forth on. Okay? Once you rinse your brush real good, you're going to want to take it and run it between your hands like this. That will get those bristles, you know, but not flung, but the water will come out much better. Especially, it's super important on the big ones. See how it's flaring out like that? Yeah, it's going to get that. Now, I turn my brush up like this and just let it air dry. Okay, I set it in my container, not in a container, but like in my holder, okay, and let it air dry. And I might come back in a little bit and do this again as the bristles have emitted more water, okay. How often should you do that? They say once a week. Who does this once a week? I don't know. I want to shake your hand. I do mine maybe once a month. And I think I'm doing good. So, however, okay, that's for deep clean, okay? And then they sell a product called Detox Professional Brush Sanitizer. Well, Detox Professional, it's called Shani, okay? It's made by Shani. It's paraben-free and aloe vera, okay? It is made in the U.S. Another bonus. This I got off Amazon. I think it was $10. So you would then squirt this, you know, intermittently, you know, in between your applications. Because what you don't want to do, and why do you clean your brushes? This is important. Why do you clean your brushes? Because every time you run your brush over your face, you are removing skin cells. Those skin cells go deep in these bristles, and bacteria grows. So every time you are reapplying your makeup, you're reapplying all that bacteria that you didn't clean out of your bristles, okay? So if you notice that your brush is not as efficient as it was when it was first new, or your color just doesn't look so good, it's not applying as well, I think it's time to wash your brushes. Let's see, what else? I don't know, but now I'm going to post this video, and I'm hoping that everybody can mention or name at least 1 or 2, 5, 7 brushes on there. So, okay, I think that's it. So, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Okay, pray for me on Friday. Thanks, love y'all.